Okay, we're live. We are live. Hey everyone, it's Renee with Raw Branded. Hopefully you can hear me and see me okay, and there won't be any technical difficulties in this broadcast because the last time I went live on this channel, Raw Branded TV, last time I went live, I ended up sounding like a man, okay? So I'm hoping right now my voice isn't distorted. The YouTube gods are not playing a trick on me, but you are actually hearing me how I legit actually sound. So if I sound a little off, do comment, go in the chat box. Let me know if, you know what, you sound nothing like yourself, okay? No, I do not have a cold. I am not sick. Chances are it's just YouTube being a little wacky or my mic having a laugh at me or something. Something techie weird is happening. So let me know if anything is off. So let me just see my setup here. Yes, the topic for today. Reason why I wanted to join in is to talk about ditching doubt. Yes, that little not friend of ours called doubt that keeps popping up and rearing its ugly head and stopping us in our tracks and stopping us from progressing with our business and stopping us from building our brand. Yes, that thing called doubt. That's what I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much. You said I sound fine. Thank you, Fat Guy Zucchini Wallet. No Coming to America voice this week. And your friend too. If you don't get that joke, watch my last live stream. Follow me on Instagram and you will see a lot of the behind the scene jokes that happen, especially the jokes I had about my voice in those videos. But anyway, moving on. We are live today, and today is a new day, and we're talking about ditching doubt. So one of the things I want to talk about is, okay, we're all going to doubt ourselves at some point in time. I know, unless you're super confident, and bless it if you do, and you feel like you can power on and build a brand and build a business and nothing's going to stop you and you have no competition. I mean, competition will always be there. But if you're powering on, you have some hiccups, and that's real. We all have some stop starts here. Do remember a couple of things, all right? And I'll break them down. One thing I want you to think about here. First thing, number one on the list of things I want you to remember about yourself here is to remember you, okay? And I'm just pulling this up here because I want to make sure I make the emphasis on you, okay? Don't forget you. And when I say don't forget you, what I'm saying is that you being the person behind the brand makes it a totally different ball game, okay? There is nobody else like you. You are original. Thankfully, that's how we're made here, us as humans. There's no clones. Even if you're a twin, even if you've been cloned, okay, you still are uniquely you. And that is the competitive advantage, right? Because you being you means that no one's going to sound like you, man voice or no man voice in my situation. No one is going to have your story, right? No one's going to have your background, right? No one's going to have the experiences, the lived experiences that you've been through, right? No one's been through the nitty gritty. No one's been through the grind, okay? The way that you have, right? I mean, our stories may mirror, and that's good because you want people to relate to you, right? So you want to be relatable, and that's, important too. I have people peeking through here. I'm live! But what you want to remember, family, what you want to remind people is that in being you, that no one else can mirror you. So the thing is, you want to bring your own essence, your unique spin. You want to bring that to the table because that is your competitive advantage, right? And that's how you stick out. You stand out by being uniquely you. So I can't stress that again, but that is one thing to keep in mind to help ditch doubt, okay? Second thing And yes, I was thinking about this, and I start jotting down some notes today, and I was like, ditching doubt, ditching doubt. What else? What is holding us back here? What are the things that we think about, or, hold us back here and stop us from moving ahead? And I was, really giving it some thought here. So the other thing that comes to my mind is not doing anything, right? Sometimes we get stuck in this kind of like diddly daddling, dreaming phase. We become in dream phase. We start looking at other people. I am totally guilty of this, right? Looking at other people who are doing what we're doing, and we start, drooling over their successes. Guilty. And we look and we oversee, we don't even see, we overlook the progress that we've made in our own efforts, right? We overlook the skills that we bring to the table, and we overlook, the unique things about us, us being us, you being you. So what I am just going to stress is to not diddly daddly. I want to make sure, and I'm telling you that you should just do it. Whatever you're doing to build your brand, whether it's you're trying to build your email list, or you are messing with your website, or, you're trying to figure out what your brand is bringing to the table. Whatever that is, wherever you are in that journey of building your brand and building your business, just do it. Okay? Nike said it best. Just do it. Move forward, move ahead, do it. Sometimes you just got to take the plunge and learn from your mistakes, right? Hi, Skip. Thank you for joining. I'm trying to talk to everybody here. The topic of today's live stream is about ditching doubt, and so I wanted to break it down to you guys and talk a little bit about having doubt, because we all struggle with it. Even those bigger brands out there, we all struggle with doubt. And so I just want to remind you guys and give you some tools, some tips here on how to equip yourself so you're not being so hard on yourself, right? That guy's getting well and say, you made it when you have a fake. Funny. So here's the other thing. So don't diddly dally, don't dream, and just do it. Don't overthink it. Just go ahead and do. The other thing I want you to do is, and I wanted to shout this out a little bit, and a lot of us are guilty of this, is being in the brain dump zone. And when I'm saying the brain dump zone, I'm saying that sometimes our doubt is stuck. We're in that doubt phase because we're just too busy downloading information and once again not doing, right? We're in that brain dump zone where it's like, and I hate using the term of over educating yourself, because I'm in education and that goes totally against everything that I live and breathe, but not necessarily over educating yourself so much as overthinking, over researching, over taking too many courses, taking too many programs, following too many gurus, following the latest, tips and tricks every day, all day, and then not doing anything, right? At some point, the whole point is to apply your knowledge. And if you're still stuck in just knowledge gathering, the application will never happen, right? So just try to look and be aware of whenever you're in the brain dump zone, where we're just dumping information, and not actually taking it, dissecting it, and saying, okay, this one piece of information that we've just learned, which is great, this nugget, we're going to take it and apply it to building our brand. So try to get out of that brain dump zone, because it's just going to slow you up. All right, so that's one thing. Fat guys, you're always hard on yourself because of how long you've had your brands being plural. So you've always been hard on. Well, don't think so much, and that's another thing here. We're getting down on ourselves because we've had our brands for a long time, and maybe they haven't been getting phone calls and everything. When people need you, right? you know, you've had your brand for a long time, you've wanted to make it successful, you've been working on it, it's been a long journey, but yet it's not at the point where you want it to be, and so you beat yourself up in the process, and that holds you back. So what I want to remind you is to not be so hard on yourself, right? I mean, don't look at the timeline, because I hate to be cliches, but the first thing that came in my mind was Rome wasn't built in a day. But and that's total cliche, okay? But successes weren't, not everybody's going to be an overnight success, right? Those overnight successes are nice to look at and hear, and that's great, and we all applaud them. But they're also very rare. You know, a lot of the times the other people's successes look like it happened overnight, because you know, we're just seeing the highlight reel, right? We didn't see the years it took for them to get where they are. So these things do take time, especially when you're putting the right foundations into place. So don't be so hard on yourself thinking, well, you know, I've been at it for a minute and, you know, it's not where I want it to be. As long as you've been at it and you've been doing, that's what's most important. So don't beat yourself up on having these ridiculous timelines in your head. Okay. The other thing I want to remind you guys to have is to, and I'm waving the purple pen here again, because I'm cracking down hard, is to have a game plan. And when I'm saying having a game plan, I'm saying I want you guys to put pen to paper, jot this down, okay? I'm a big supporter of using pen, using paper, and jotting down your thoughts, and really, you know, planning things out on paper, having a game plan. And however you want it, whether it's, you know, you're relying on software and technology, that's fine. Do whatever jives with you, whatever works best for you, whatever is great for you to take all those information out of your brain and putting it out into something that you can look at, analyze, and start to put into a calendar format, right? But the whole goal is to make sure that you have some sort of overall view, overall goal of where you want to take your brand. Where do you see it in the coming months, 6 months, next month's year, however. Jot that down and really think through how you want your game. What does your brand look like, you know? Do you want to take your brand to that point where it is now functioning as a business? Or is it just you want to make sure that you're just focused on consistency? Where are you in that timeline? What do you envision it being? So because once you're clear on that overall end goal, you can then start looking at the sub goals, or, you know, your objectives. Okay, now how do I get to here? What are the steps that I have to take, right? So make sure that you have some sort of game plan. I've sat and soaked up knowledge from so many places, but didn't take action because of fear. Ooh, yes, and fear that's always fear, yes. Because we think, well, what if I do this and it doesn't work out? Or maybe this is a better option than that. Or, you know what? And I'll even be specific. Maybe everyone here is doing, you know, I don't know, everyone here is creating courses, so I need to create courses. But my whole point of my business was to do, you know, one-on-one consulting. But this is where it's all at. And now I don't know where to go. Sometimes you just need to pull yourself back and say, okay, yes, there are things happening out there in the digital space. Yes, I'm trying to build my brand. But let me think through what's best for me, what makes sense for my brand, what is the goal, what is the value that I'm bringing to the table, what's the end result that I'm promising people, right? And then what does that look like? And then from there you can backtrack and say, well, does it make sense that it's via courses or consulting or any other mechanism, you know? And if you're not in that space and it's like, I'm an influencer and, you know, maybe it's putting out videos that's showcasing me, you're a blogger, you know, maybe, you know, I'm showing more of the videos, showing my travel, you know, I'm highlighting that because my channel is more travel, adventure oriented, right? Or maybe your channel's more on, you know, if you're a gamer, then your channel's on gaming, and then you're saying, you know what, those things don't make sense to me for my brand, but you know what, I'm going to build it in this way. So that's why you need to have some sort of game plan, some sort of vision for your brand, right? because it's not, the trendiest things aren't always going to make sense for you, right? So just think about that. It's like it's like I'm speaking directly to you. I completely lost focus on why I started. I went off track, chasing what others were saying were successful at the time. Yes, we all do it. We all get caught up into the everyone else's successes and what everybody else is saying, and all the experts say this and this person says it worked for me. So you just follow along, right? Because they've done it and it worked for them. But because it worked for them doesn't mean that it'll necessarily, and I'm saying it being whatever strategy, hot thing, whatever it is, or maybe business, the way they set up their business, that may work for that brand, but it may not make sense for your brand because maybe you're not in the same industry, you don't offer the same services, or better yet, you don't have the same audience, okay? So definitely the same strategy is not going to work, right? So, or maybe it's just the timing, that was something that was working 5 years ago and it helped build that person's brand. But today, things have changed and that's not going to work. That's not relevant to where you're heading and where you are today. So think about those things. But those things being said, one of the things that I cannot stress enough is to take baby steps. All right, here we go again with the purple pen. Baby steps, okay? While it is still good to have a game plan, do know, and I'm saying this again about things not happening overnight, that you will reach your ultimate end goal, and we've already jotted down what our end goal is, right? And you will reach that ultimate end goal by taking baby steps, right? So take that end goal and break it down into digestible little chunks, and then try to tackle it one bit at a time, right? Don't try to tackle the overarching goal overnight, okay? That's going to take you nowhere. But once you have this, break it down. Ooh, phone calls coming in everywhere. Once you have this, break it down and try to identify what this is. And could be, right now, today, I am going to research. Without going into analysis paralysis, I'm going to research what is, where my target audience, where are they online? And that's just goal for today. One little thing that you're doing today, it's not something that you're going to do all day long, and it's not this goal here, but it's something that will help to get you there, right? So just break it down and take it one baby step at a time, but don't forget to do, right? I'm going to go back to that again. Baby steps are great. Not even baby steps are great. Baby steps, that's essential. But what's also critical for you to remember is to just do it. Do it. Move, make it, do it. Go ahead. Try, okay? Just do it. So those are my tips for you today, all right? My lessons on how to combat and ditch the doubt. So that's what I'm trying to tell you today. This is my advice for you. And I do want to hop in and talk more about this topic. If I didn't answer any of your questions, please drop them in the comment. I'll come back, check it, reply back to you. So if you're watching the replay, comment, I'll come back and respond. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time on Raw Branded TV. I'll see you again. Bye.